Voters are headed to the polls today in several high-profile primary races and elections, with key Republican runoffs in Georgia and Alabama, while Oklahoma will choose nominees for the U.S. House and Senate, including the Senate seat vacated by Markwayne Mullin when he became DHS Secretary. And the Washington, D.C. mayoral primary has President Trump threatening a takeover there. Mills is here following all these races. Talk about a lot on the line today, from President Trump's endorsement to the balance of power in Congress.
Right. Going to be another test of his endorsement power. But we're going to focus on the Senate race in Georgia because that's where Republicans could have a pickup opportunity. They can only afford to lose 3 of their current 53 seats in the Senate. And the Peach State, it's a big focus for them. Jon Ossoff, he is the only Democratic incumbent up for re-election in a state that President Trump won in 2024, giving Republicans a key opportunity to pick up a seat and as they defend other seats nationwide. But first, Republicans need to choose their candidate in the runoff election today. Former football coach Derek Dooley was endorsed by Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia. President Trump instead choosing to endorse his opponent, Congressman Mike Collins, who led Dooley in the May primary by 10 percentage points.
No matter what, Trump's endorsement helps anybody, anytime, anywhere, and it's amazing how he has that impeccable ability just to put his thumb on the scale at the right time.
It's a much tighter race for the governor's office. Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones has the endorsement of both President Trump and Governor Kemp. He's facing healthcare executive Rick Jackson in the GOP governor's runoff, and Jackson has spent more than $50 million of his own money in the fight for the governor's office. The winning candidate will take on Democrat and former Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms come November. Meanwhile, over in Alabama, Republicans are deciding who will replace Senator Tommy Tuberville, who is running for governor. Congressman Barry Moore has President Trump's endorsement, but retired Navy SEAL Jared Hudson has emerged as a strong outsider candidate. Both races are really another test of how much power President Trump's endorsement still carries with Republican voters.
Yeah, and even just in that Georgia Senate runoff race, I mean, the Trump versus Kemp endorsement, that's going to be a fascinating test to see who wins that tonight, too. And also, you know, moving out of some of those bigger states, let's talk D.C. for a second, too. That mayoral primary is getting a lot of attention after President Trump made comments that he would take it over again if, you know.
It's technically a local race, but of course it garnered a lot of national attention because, you know, D.C. is unique. They do have final authority from Congress there, but D.C. does govern itself technically. Now, President Trump did make it known, though, that Congress does have final authority. Democratic voters are choosing between D.C. council member and Democratic Socialist Janice Lewis George and the more moderate candidate, former council member Kenyon McDuffie. And when asked about the possibility of Lewis George winning, President Trump offered this response.
Well, I wouldn't like it, and maybe we'd take back Washington, run it on the federal basis. We won't put up with it. We're not going to lose our businesses. By the way, Washington now is a safe, beautiful place.
Almost all Democratic candidates say that they will fight back against the Trump administration, but the stakes are even higher in D.C. because the possibility of federal intervention is real, because we've already seen thousands of National Guard troops patrolling the streets there for months, and marquee polls open in about an hour, and we could know the results by tonight or tomorrow, just depending on the race and the turnout, which is usually lower in runoff elections.
We'll be watching as those results start rolling in. Mills, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.